some saving, and I'm ready for the action, cause I'm tired of the acting. What happened?
It's the NFL on EA Sports. We'll get a look at Joe Burrow. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Bengals and the Dolphins on Thursday night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Tonight it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Brandon Gaudin alongside the one and only Charles Davis. And CD, lots of compelling storylines in a game like this. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for these two offenses.
And I'm glad you brought up the numbers because sometimes it's hard to quantify a team's performance solely by judging the numbers. But I think with these two teams, what you see is a pretty accurate representation of who they are.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. The numbers for Mixon last week pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Now it's Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away. It's taken to the 26. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
Ready, quick, check, kick.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
2nd and 3. Over the middle, complete to Judy. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. The Dolphins hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. That's going to be caught by Judy. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hill. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? It's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
We're scoreless after 1. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. As they go to work on a 1st and goal. Walker is into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt? Turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from the rookie, Kenneth Walker. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Go score.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Back to Mixon on second down. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Now it's Burrow. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
This will be fielded at the 17. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Kenneth Walker headed back out there. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as the season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback in the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in a running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Hill. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll try for the first with Walker. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Back to Walker on 1st down. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 4 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Two minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. The ball on the 8, still could get a 1st down technically, 2nd and 7. They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Touchdown! Jerry Jeudy, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run from Jerry Jeudy. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the 1st down sack. Burrow. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders, it's not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. They find some open field here. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Holding. Offense.
A little costly there. You wipe out the first down. You also move further back.
No doubt about it. So you went from moving the sticks to them staying in the same spot, except for that one guy carrying the yard marker. He moves back farther.
This pass complete to Higgins. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Again, it's Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. From the 24, Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Here we go.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. And Burrow going to throw again. He's got Hurst, his tight end. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. To try again after the sack. Burrow, and that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Burrow looking to pass. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him. And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. Second half kickoff, ready to go. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well.
Go now.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Here we go. Set.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. So that'll bring up second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 73 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That one complete to Hill. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Kenneth Walker with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Dolphins take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 28-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Burrow on 3rd down. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A lot of ground left to make up. Obviously, a lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. So they won't get it all back in the... drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
A big play there on the catch and run. 45 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Back now in Cincinnati.
Here we go.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
Here we go.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Dolphins are going to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. From the gun, it's Walker. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Ken Walker, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Bengals 7.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And his throw here's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Burrow able to find Higgins.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Burrow. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. To the right side and complete to Hurst.
And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready? Out of the gun, Walker with it. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 103 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. And going right back to Walker.
Uses the stiff arm. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Got a man. It's Judy, complete. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions from the head coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess? He didn't like.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
From midfield now, Burrow. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Jalen Phillips, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow, a quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He completes it to Boyd. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Oh, he'll try and throw it deep to the other side of the field. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting